Hello, welcome to the Degen Z podcast. This is episode 5 with Star Platinum as our guest star. Say hello, Mr. Platinum. Thank you, Mr. Platinum. As always,
Jesus
I'm Dave.
Hi,
Matt.
Dave. Shut the fuck up. We need to say hi.
Yeah, say hi to me.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hello,
Okay.
Who are you?
Dustin.
Oh, it would be Matt next. He's on the list.
I already.
Who's
Oh,
said
it's in
my
that
name.
order? Oh, okay.
I'm Matt.
Ah.
Sup?
I'm Rob.
I'm Dustin.
Sup? I'm Jax.
Hi, Jugs.
Hey yo.
All right.
So, how was your
Friend
guys'
does.
weeks?
Hey, Vsauce. My
Uh,
cookies.
Oh my
Week was
God.
alright. Work was less than it should have been, but somehow it did not feel like there was less. It felt just like normal. And I don't understand how. Every day we had less kids than we were supposed to have. Our maximum right now is 11. And I think Monday we had 10 or 11, but every other day we had 8 or 9, and somehow they managed to still make it feel like it was 11. It was like, can y'all please chill the fuck out for one
feel
day, one singular day? I'm begging you.
Just be like every
Just-
modern parent and give them their iPad.
Oh my God.
I want iPad.
I don't have.
My kids will not be iPad kids.
Oh yeah. Definitely
No.
not. Definitely not.
I'm trying very hard not to enable these kids to be iPad kids. Whenever we play music on the iPad, I always want to have the iPad facing away so that they're not looking at it. It's just music, which is like, that's fine. That's like a fucking boombox at that point, or a radio or whatever, rather than flashing color disc box, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're
But I don't
flashing.
know. Work was alright. We're still short-staffed. It sucks.
That sucks. Yeah.
It does suck.
Yeah.
But they're interviewing some people, and
That's good.
I might end up getting promoted at some point
Hey.
Okay.
in like the
okay.
next
No
month,
worries.
because every classroom has a lead teacher and a teaching assistant.
Mhm.
I'm an assistant. My lead is due to go on maternity leave, hopefully, at the end of November. But that's like pushing it like as far as possible. Like, you know, she might have to go at the beginning of November. She might have to go towards the end of October.
Mhm.
And they're still struggling to get a good applicant to replace her while she's on mat leave for like 4 months or something,
Matt, leave.
and maternity leave.
I'm gone.
And for a while I was like, yeah, all right, they'll hire somebody, it's whatever. I'll help that person while my lead is on leave,
Yeah,
and then they'll
course.
come back and it'll be whatever. But they've been struggling to find a suitable applicant for that position. They've been getting a lot of applicants for like the assistant position and for classroom aide, which is lower than the assistant. And I have a bachelor's in education. My lead doesn't even have her bachelor's in education or a bachelor's. I don't know if she has a bachelor's. And she's a lead. So like whatever qualifications she has, I probably already have. And anything else is just like training that I would need to do. There shouldn't be any like hard certifications that I need to get.
Yeah.
And so today I approached my supervisors. I'm like, because they told me, they're like, oh, we have 2 interviews today. I'm like, what are the positions? They're like, oh, they're assistants. I'm like, you know, you still not finding getting a good like lead applicant at this rate. I have my bachelor's in education. Why don't we just give me the trainings and I'll be the lead while she's on leave, and you can just
Take some
hire
initiative.
you can just hire a TA or a classroom aide instead, and we can train them, and they can, you know, come into the class in that role and have less pressure on them than bringing in a lead. They have to meet all the kids, they have to meet all the families, they have to do all the training and get familiarized with all of our unique stuff that we do, and yada yada yada. I already know all that shit. And I've done lead stuff before. Like, I've had to help plan, like, classroom curriculums over the course of days. I've had to run classrooms for entire days. Sometimes it feels like more than a day. It feels like I'm there for a week within an 8-hour shift.
Mhm.
I've even done the parent-teacher conferences that they do like twice a year, and I've even done some of those.
Teacher conferences.
Like, I've already got like familiarized with a lot of the stuff that needs to be done. I just have not been doing it day in, day out, every single day.
Yeah.
But everything else I'm already covered. I know all the kids, I know all their families, I know how things go at our school and in our organization. I've been here for almost 7 months. And it's like, we just got to look at what trainings I have to do that I'm missing.
Give you the reins, yeah.
And then you can just focus on hiring these other positions instead. And it'll be, you know, it would be simplest that way, and you don't have to get a lead applicant and then interview them and find that they're not suitable for the position.
Mhm.
You know, because being a lead for some of these classes is rough. Like, if you're not already like used to dealing with these kids, I cannot imagine jumping straight in and being a lead teacher in one of these classes right now. It would be I imagine it would be very difficult. And I've seen it be difficult for people already. We had one lady who was supposed to be a lead for another class last spring. She was here for a month, and she wasn't even there for half the time. Like, she was regularly calling out, taking extra long lunches, extra long breaks, doing anything to not have to actually be the lead teacher. And the class got worse while she was there. Like, it'll just be easier that way.
Yeah, it would be.
So yeah, hopefully things will move in that direction, because I think that'll just be the easiest solution for everybody.
Yep. So, very nice. Let's dive into our first topic tonight, which I think will get some passion out of some of us. So, boys, 1 billion lions, a billion lions versus all the Pokemon.
All the Pokemon.
All the Pokemon.
All the Pokemon.
Lions.
All the
All the
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Just to keep Matt not on his own, I'll be on lions. Okay. So
Well, I'm
I
only
think,
doing this because I think it's funny.
okay, so as context, I think everyone in here, besides me, has experience and has consumed Pokemon media at some point in their lives, or still does. And I have never done any of that. So none of what I say during any of this is going to be because I have knowledge on any of the Pokemon, except from what I've heard from pretty much you guys. So take everything I say with a huge grain of salt, but the Lions are going to win. Please.
Hell yeah, they are.
Please,
That's
please argue
goddamn
with me.
right.
Well, I think the biggest obstacle in this is, are we going to say Pokemon in lore or Pokemon in gameplay? But I'm going to be honest, either way, I think Pokemon will still win.
Is it, and also, like, is it video game rules where they're limited by PP, or is it like anime rules where it's seemingly
just
like
go.
D&D where they're just like they have more than 4 moves, they just do them when you tell them to, you know? Ash doesn't take Pikachu to a move tutor in the anime to be like, all right, Pikachu, Iron Tail, forget that shit. We need Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Ash,
You know,
Ash
we
doesn't.
need Thunderbolt, Quick Attack, Volt Tackle, and
Okay,
I don't
so-
know, Scratch.
So let me ask: Are there any of these restrictions that you can put on that would make it so the Lions would win?
No. Because
None of these, like even the most restrictive.
I believe the Lions
rules.
win if we play by game rules, and the reason why is because if we play by game rules instead of Pokemon and lore, the Pokemon are a lot less strong than they are in lore.
I
Okay,
mean, yeah, I'll
uh,
give him that because, like,
It's a
For ex-
million lions
yes,
per
versus
Pokemon.
all Pokemon, which by the way includes Arceus,
Okay.
Dialga, Palkia, Darkrai, and Arceus is literally
Yeah.
God, and Arceus has a move that literally kills you in like 4 turns.
Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
you can only use it 5 times if we're going by
Bro,
game
bro.
rules.
No, it's
Oh,
all
bro, you just
Pokemon on the
change
field.
dimension.
It is all
Lions
Pokemon.
are not
on-
Pokemon.
Lions
Yes, they
aren't
are.
Lions are not
They are.
Pokemon.
I'm gonna
He's
make
the
it.
god of Pokemon. He's not the god of lions.
Listen,
okay?
listen. There are no. The animals in the Pokemon world are just Pokemon. Therefore, if you were to bring the lions into the Pokemon or vice versa, they're all fucking animals or Pokemon in that case. You can't have them be separated. They're all either animals or all either Pokemon. And if the fucking
yeah,
move
that's fair.
says, if
There
the
really are no animals
yeah,
in
there
Pokemon.
there isn't. And
They're
if the
just Pokemon.
if the move says all Pokemon on the field get this predicament where they faint in 4 turns, that means Pokemon just immediately win. Yes, they all get taken out, but Arceus is still going to be alive, and he's going to be the
yeah,
only
but
one.
is that only Pokemon that he's in combat with? Because that's
It
like,
says
what about all the Pokemon
on the
around
field.
the area?
All on the field. If the field is
What's
fucking
considered a field?
exactly, if the field is fucking space, like it's the battle area. So if the field's fucking space and there's a
I think
fucking
that's
armada
bullshit. I
of a
think that's
billion
dope.
lions, and there's an
Okay,
armada.
Okay, so
That
then
sounds like dope.
what the fuck is the field? Do you want the Pokemon to 1v1 every lion?
I'm thinking it's a fucking battle royale, and if that's the case, if it's the whole fucking field,
Yeah,
then
I think
the
it's a giant
Pokemon win
war.
instantly.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
giant
giant-
war.
It's a
Yeah,
giant
it's a
war.
war,
That's
so the
what I
Pokemon win.
imagined. It's a war.
It's a billion lions. That's a fucking. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way anything Arceus defines as a field covers the area that a billion lions would
Okay,
cover.
but Arceus is
Oh,
God.
I'm sure someone already
Arceus is
asked this
literally
question.
God, so he could define anything as a field and therefore instantly win. So,
Alright. I've
There's also
got a
them that
random
control
number
time.
off the internet.
yeah, exactly. And
Someone
Arceus made
says
those guys.
That 1
Yeah.
billion lions would take up about 440 square miles. You would have 440 square miles of lions.
Uh-huh.
For reference, St. Louis County, which I'm guessing is Missouri, is, what does it say, 523 miles.
Square miles.
Square miles.
Mm.
Okay, well, like
So,
Arceus is like fucking like multi-world level, multiversal, whatever level of power.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
he
but
wins.
Arceus got caught in a
Arce-
little ball, okay?
He willingly gets caught. That's in the lore.
yeah, that is in the lore.
He
That
willingly
when a
gets
Pokemon
caught.
is caught in a ball, it is submitting. It's not
So are
because
we
it can't
using
get
lore,
out.
Or are we using?
Even in game
like, what
logic,
lore
it
do
says it
lions
in the
have?
game.
What lore do lions have?
I mean, like
That's true.
like we have all these like rules and asterisks and
Yeah.
restrictions for Pokemon, but lions are just like lions. They don't have like something like. I mean, we could look up history of lions and stuff, and that's their lore. But
Lion lore.
like, if there's a lion, you know what a lion's gonna do. It's gonna fucking
Nah.
maul you to death.
Yeah,
We want
that's
to
true.
use
But a
live
billion
Pokemon
lions, a
instead
billion
then?
lions got the ingenuity of a billion lions. You see,
What
those
fucking ingenuity do they
It's a
have?
battle royale, and
stacking on top of each
And
other.
think about like
That's
the
what-
pack, the
I don't
mechanics
think
here.
lions possess the ingenuity to do that.
I-
in small
Smothering
All the
groups,
lions-
let alone a
They wouldn't be working together. They would be. They're all males. They're all gonna fucking fight the shit out of each other.
Wait. You did not say they're all males. When
Wait,
did
are we
their-
doing-
when did their-
No, but
Okay. All right. Sorry. I immediately
not
assumed
o-
we were just doing the male lions. Okay.
let's not overcomplicate this with they're all male lions. They're just lions. Who the fuck cares?
All right. So
They're lions.
Lion Pokemon?
there are
Sure.
lion Pokemon. Yes.
Yeah.
There are lion Pokemon, but that's not the question.
But if the lion
if you
Pokemon
want to
immediately
be, like,
goes
the
up,
same-
uses a fucking like move, like a hyper beam or some bullshit, they're all fucking submitting. They're all just bowing. They see the shit.
Okay,
The-
question. How many, like, what percentage of the Pokemon population? So there's like 1,000-ish Pokemon,
Yeah.
right? What
Yep.
percentage of all those Pokemon could a billion lions easily just take care of?
Like,
Heavy first
I'd
evolution.
say at least 70%, maybe 80% of the Pokemon. It could. The
Yeah.
billion lions could
And-
probably.
okay,
yeah,
so after-
probably 70% or so.
Okay, so
Sounds
after
like a reasonable
70%,
number.
After 700 Pokemon have met their fate, what percent of these billion lions is still standing?
None.
What?
I don't know about that.
if the
I
only
think if we're
way,
talk-
sorry, I was gonna say the only way the lions are gonna win
80%.
is if you take away the legendaries. That's it.
True.
That is it. That is the only thing you could.
There's
That's the
literally a
restriction that
yeah,
would
but
make them
even
win.
then, what about
too.
like ghost types?
Oh, that's
What
true. The
about
lions.
poison types?
The lions can't hit ghost types.
Oh,
What do y'all mean? Lions got what's that move called?
When the
Fucking-
lions die, they become ghost lions.
Lions got bite. That's a dark type move. What do you
oh,
mean?
you right. You right.
So do humans. Do you see
Explain.
humans fighting ghosts?
clueless.
Like what the
Okay,
fuck
wait,
is
wait,
that?
Wait, shut up. Okay, let me explain. So in Pokemon, ghost type Pokemon, you know how there's type matchups, right? It's like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, okay.
So like fire beats grass. So fire moves do extra damage to grass type Pokemon. Grass beats water. Grass moves do extra damage to water type Pokemon. Water beats fire. So on and so forth for all 16 types. There are types that resist other types, so it will do less damage, and then there are immunities where it does none. So with ghost type Pokemon, they are immune to normal type attacks and fighting type attacks, which logically speaking, like a lion would not have any
They wouldn't.
typing to its mauling. It would just be mauling, and so the best it would get would be normal typing, which ghosts are immune to, or fighting, which ghosts are also immune to.
Yeah, because the
But-
bite move.
Ghosts are not immune to dark, which is bite is a dark type move.
Yeah, but bite as a move isn't them literally biting. It's them like projecting a dark like mouth
Bite.
forward and bite.
Yeah,
It's they don't actually use their mouth for that. So, no, the
What about
lions
in
just
the
can't.
anime though? Do they ever use
I don't.
bite?
I don't know. I've never seen it in the anime. So for anime fans, but we have to decide what
I think
lore.
if they bite it.
Yeah, because in the anime they just
Just chomp
Chomp
on
They
it.
on
do.
'em.
Okay, so if we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we picking? Is this our realm? Are we picking anime? What are we doing?
Whatever gives the lions like the biggest
best
advantage,
chance.
I'd say.
Because
Yeah,
if you're gonna
Type?
give lions
I
like
don't know,
types like that,
'cause
then they
I'd
are
say, like, the
Pokemon at that
game,
point.
then.
Because in the games, there's PP, which I think
Yeah.
gives lions an advantage. But in the anime, apparently biting is just biting, which I
Yeah,
think
they don't have like
gives
any
lions an
restrictions
advantage.
except
Can
for
you
like
guys
you do attack, they do attack, you do attack.
can
they
you
do
guys
attack.
explain the PP?
That's just
It's the amount
power
of
points.
Yeah.
Power points. It's your action points basically, and when you run out, you can't use a move anymore.
or spell slots
Gotcha,
for each
gotcha.
move.
But again, it doesn't matter if you have legendaries, they are gonna lose. If we restrict to no legendaries, then the lions win.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there's some Pokemon that compete even with the legendaries gone. Like you got freaking Tyranitar, you got, you know, you got some crazy Pokemon
But if
out
You
there.
got all the
got
Pokemon that can
Dragonite.
fly.
but if like all the lions could just like climb
The
on them,
the lions just climb on top of each other
Yeah.
and create
You
a
got-
lion
you
ladder.
got all the
Yeah.
to
water
make their way
Pokemon.
up to the flying
You've got
Pokemon.
all the water Pokemon. You've got all the Pokemon that can use dig.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
The ones that
but
can use
it's
earthquake.
a billion
Yeah, earthquake.
lions.
Yeah, earthquake. Okay, yeah.
but
So are we
I
in
don't-
space?
Any like logical?
Are we
any
in space?
Logical thing that they're gonna throw at us, Matt? We just come back with. But
It's a billion.
billion lions.
It's a billion. You know, that's a billion with a B. Okay.
Being with a B. Yeah.
Is there a black hole move? Is that a move? Because I think they just win if that's.
I don't think so.
If there's a
Come on,
black hole
guys.
move, they suck themselves into that.
Yeah, lions have a black hole. It's called their stomach.
What the fuck? I mean,
if they're sleeping
hey,
in
wait, it's
dreams?
not a black hole, but there are moves like lava plume.
Oh yeah, and then what if
where
like
the Pokemon shoots fucking lava?
what if like the
Or, like,
ultra
hypnosis.
Pokemon, like the gigantic whatever
You're
Pokemon.
getting into a realm I know nothing
the
about.
Ultra Beasts?
The
Ultra Beasts.
Those are basically legendaries.
Yeah.
Like I'd say they're on the
Like,
same caliber.
gigantic
or stronger
fucking
than legendaries.
Pikachu.
What about Mega Evolution?
Yeah, like Mega Evolutions and shit. Like what the fuck?
Mega Evolution requires a strong bond with a trainer. Where the fuck are they getting that from?
I don't
He's
know.
got a point there.
So what about the
Yeah.
so then just the gigant whatever? Does that also require a trainer? I don't know. I never played those.
No.
I didn't play those games.
No,
so
it
I have
doesn't.
no idea.
Let's not get into that. I don't think that's necessary. I really don't think the Pokemon
Yeah.
needs a Gigantamax.
Just base
to win.
Pokemon versus base
Base
1
lion.
billion lions.
Okay.
Based lions.
How about we say we come up with a scenario where the lions will win without restricting the Pokemon. Like, how about we just keep on buffing the lions until they can win?
The lion. Wait, what's the item?
What can we give the lions to make them win? Like guns? I don't know. Like what? Like if they could.
Give them like a second life.
So that's effectively 2 billion.
Let's give. Wait,
Yeah.
let's give all the lions. Let's give all the lions Eviolites.
Explain. I
No,
don't know.
no, no. All
for the-
lions have a fucking focus sash.
Okay.
We win.
All right. All
Easy
lions.
dub.
Give
That
them
might-
cocaine. Cocaine lions.
Cocaine lions.
Cocaine. Dude, a billion lions on cocaine. A billion cracked up lions.
Get them that fentanyl laced shit.
No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
a million lions with a
I don't-
focus
Okay.
sash just win. I'll be real.
I don't know.
I think it's
bro.
true. I think that's just how it
Lava
goes. They can't get one
plumes,
shot.
surf, earthquake.
Okay, so I will submit. It seems pretty evident that a billion lions may not win against all Pokemon, even if it's just like 50 or fewer Pokemon that are the actual ones that can do the job. Fine. So one more question before we wrap this up and go on to the next thing. Are there a billion of anything, any creature on Earth that you
Yes.
think can do the job?
No.
No. So
No.
you think that all the Pokemon could take out a billion of
Hippos.
any creature on Earth?
Hippos
The
are
pros
monsters,
are pretty
dude.
whack, but
Hippos.
I don't give a
Hippos are
fuck
fucking
about hippos,
monsters,
bro.
A billion hippos would be fucking crazy.
If we're going
A
by, like-
billion hippos would be fodder.
listen, the creature with the most kills on the animal planet is a fucking house cat. So I can't really think of a thing that's
Wait,
more.
really?
Yeah. House
Yeah.
cats are the most dangerous animals by kills.
How many confirmed kills?
What's their KD?
Confirmed kills.
kills.
There's some guy that goes around writing them down. House cats estimated kill rate.
What's the
They
what's their
kill. Oh
longest
my
range
god.
confirmed kill?
They kill an estimated 1.3 to 3.7 billion birds and 6.3 to 22.3 billion mammals annually.
Oh, that's not shit. Humans kill like estimated like
It's
More
well,
than 1 trillion
Yeah, but
fish.
that's humans.
okay, but we don't.
That's
Okay,
like
if we're,
opposable thumbs.
are we gonna if we count humans and humans win?
1 trillion fish.
Now, okay, if it was 1 billion humans with guns and shit
I don't
and
think
nukes,
it matters.
nukes.
Yeah, I think the Pokemon still win.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think nuclear weapons is like the hardest point because it's like
They have
there's
the
no
same
sort
exact-
of there's no nuclear energy radiation shit in Pokemon
Not yet. Just
like,
wait until they get
to-
Nukio,
to-
bro.
to compare
You'll be out
and
here.
be like, oh well, this Pokemon just absolutely tanks radiation. It's like, I don't know, dude. Maybe Pokemon would be absolutely fodderized by it.
I mean, again, nothing stops Dialga from just transporting itself into the future after the battle's over and being the only one, like, realistically standing. So, I don't...
Or Giratina just go into a
I
different
mean, we're all
dimension.
memeing
Yeah.
here, to be honest, but when it really comes down to it,
No.
in almost every scenario,
No.
the fucking Pokemon win.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's how this goes. I'm
Fair enough.
memeing saying the Lions will win because I think it's funny, but it's it's just the fact. The Pokemon would whoop their asses.
True. Now 1,000,000,001 lines.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that
yeah.
shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
okay.
Crazy.
I think I...
Hands down,
yeah.
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 Hands down.
Nah.
Tip the scales
All
there.
right. Very, very good. I like it.
You want to read the comment that we got redeemed?
read the comment?
Yeah.
Hi, David. I had a blast seeing you tonight. That one?
Yeah. They redeemed points for that one.
Wow. Wow.
You got fans.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's still here. Yeah,
He's
hello,
not.
Yeah, he's not.
I saw him on that
Alright.
list.
He's not there right now. Oh yeah, he is here. He is here. What the fuck? All right.
I'm like, yeah.
I looked
saw
at
him.
looked at Alice and I'm like, so yeah, he's still here. What's up?
Okay. What's up? Okay. Next, boys. What's your guilty pleasure anime? Let's go down the line. Dust.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime, but I don't like rewatch anime a lot, so I'll just say that's
That's
just.
not like a guilty one though. That show's just good.
Well, I
You
don't
feel-
like.
you feel
Is this
bad
like an
watching it?
anime I could come back to at any time? Like, what do you mean?
No.
Nah, it's
So,
an anime you
guilty,
feel bad about liking.
you watch it almost
Oh.
apologetically. Like you're almost embarrassed to even let us know that you like it this much. Is what a guilty pleasure anime is.
Can you guys
If
come
if
back?
you need a minute, we can.
Yeah,
go
come back to me. I gotta think
Jax,
about
do you know yours?
I don't really care if people know what anime I watch.
Fair enough. Yeah. You seem.
Like-
Yeah. All right. Cool. Great start.
What, like Food Wars or something? I like that show.
Yeah, that one's
sure.
good.
Yeah, I mean that's one that you don't want to like
Announce. that you
advertise
watch.
and announce to like
Oh,
a
well, I
podcast
didn't
maybe
know.
that you want to.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
pretty.
I can do worse.
It's
I can
on
do
there
worse.
for, like,
Unironically, I
people
think
watch
Food
that
Wars is a
show,
good
though.
show.
Food
Like,
Wars
a
is
lot
good
of people
show.
watch that
It's
show.
a valid
Show.
guilty pleasure answer though, with the amount of
Bro, doesn't
weird
it have
shit
more
that
seasons than like
happens.
My
Oh, yeah.
Hero or something now? What is it?
No,
I think
No.
it has as many.
It has as many.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
It
doesn't
has
have-
as many. My Hero, I think, is gonna
Actually,
pass it.
I think Food Wars has 5. I think they go.
Does
up
it
to-
have 5?
But they
yeah.
had 5
I
before
think-
My Hero got 5, right?
Yeah, they had 5
Yes.
before My
Yeah,
Hero got
way
5,
before.
but My Hero has 6 now. So,
Yeah.
So it's
it's
been a
already
while to
passed.
catch up. I mean,
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, good one. I need to finish watching that. I don't know where I ended.
I don't know where I'm at either.
It's got to be like season 4 or
I'll
something.
Start
say-
over forehead.
I
I-
might actually.
I'll-
I
That
mean-
might actually be a good time.
Season 1 is just a good time, honestly. The
Yeah.
whole way through. Season 1 of that show is just a good time.
It had a really
Yeah.
good opening too.
hmm
I got mine now. I
Alright, go
watched Amagami SS. Well, Amagami and Amagami SS with my sister, and that's like
What is it?
it's a romance anime, but basically every 3 episodes is like a mini arc,
I
and
know
then
this one.
basically every arc is him with a different girl, but it's like the time resets.
Yep.
So it's like the different ways you could have gone in the virtual novel. So it
It's
goes
like
through
a
all the
dating sim.
paths. Yeah, it goes through all the
through all
paths.
the different paths.
It's actually really good, unironically. So, but yeah, there is some weird shit in that one though.
Oh, do tell.
Like one of the girls, like he like goes up and he's like, "Oh, I always wanted to do this," and he like licks the back of her like ankle or something. I don't know. He does like licks her weenus on like her elbow. So I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
I don't remember this.
It was like
You cannot say weenus when I'm drinking something. Oh my god.
I don't know. I forget the exact thing he does, or maybe it was like her belly button. I don't fucking know. It was weird.
Bro,
That's
I was
even
I
weirder.
was I
I'll
was
be real,
so
that's just
fine
even stranger.
until he said weenus, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would feel guilty liking that. Who's next? Oh, it's me. Lovely. I think most of y'all know mine. I unapologetically love Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Uh-huh.
It
Yep.
is
Yeah.
it is
know.
it's
So
so
bad.
fun to watch. There's 2 seasons out right now. The first season was like, so let me describe the show. Your boy, Kazuma.
Doesn't even know.
I thought this was a guilty
Unapologetically
pleasure. What the fuck are you
enjoys the
doing?
show. The main characters,
Bro,
What's his
he's
name
not,
again?
he's not the one that anyone watches it for. Kazuya, that's
That's
his name.
fair.
Kazuya. He is this college student who is down on his luck. He had this really nice girlfriend, this blonde girl, totally out of his league. His friends sort of hated him for having such a hot girlfriend, and they had a good thing going for a couple weeks, and then she dumps him. I don't really know or remember what the reason was, but she got tired of him pretty much. Rightfully so. He's a douche. And he was real sad and mopey and stuff, and he decided to do what any sane person would do at that time, real low in his life, and download the app that lets you rent a girlfriend for a date, and it's not cheap to just like rent a human for an afternoon, you know.
And this is a real thing that happens, by the way.
Yeah, it is a real thing in Japan, by the way. You know, I don't know how commonplace it is there, but you know, to each their own. I'm not like, you know, the whole thing about this show is that he's pathetic for doing this, but when you're as sad as he was, you know, no one's making good decisions, so whatever. But he rents this girl to be his girlfriend for the afternoon, and they have a great time, and she's super nice and genuine, says thank you for taking me out and all that, and you know, he pays her, and it's done. Like he had his fun and all that. They even held hands. Whoa. But then he goes to like read the reviews of her, and she's got it's like Yelp. She's like rated 5 stars. She's like the best of the best for that app. And he's reading all these things of like, yeah, she was really good for me too, and she did the hand holding thing. Yeah, they did the hand holding thing too. And Kazuya gets real like, oh my god, I can't believe she did that with others. Oh, how could she? Meanwhile, like us, the audience, are like, dude, it's her fucking job to do this, and he doesn't like realize that and gets mad. So what he does is he rents her out again, just to basically mope around her, and ends up yelling at her later on for being disingenuine for doing her job. Like she's not, you don't rent her to actually like you. That's not how it works. You rent her for her time, but he doesn't understand that. Anyway, that's how the show starts. They end up interacting in a bunch of different other ways. It turns out she goes to his college. Turns out that she's his next door neighbor, and stuff.
Of course,
happens.
how could he
Coincidence.
not have noticed that
course.
before?
Of
How
course.
could he not
and,
have not, whatever.
and yeah. Oh, and in the middle of all this, his ex-girlfriend who dumped him, really likes to just lead him on and make him think that he still has a chance with her. And meanwhile, after this, that, and the other, Kazuya and the girlfriend that he rented out, her name is Chizuru. They put on this whole charade that they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend. And putting on this charade for everyone, and now that makes the ex-girlfriend jealous and leads him on even more, makes him think that he still has a chance with her, and yeah, so they're going in the direction of like, yes, it's a fake relationship, but oh, they might actually get together. I don't fucking care if they get together. It's just funny. It's so funny, and there are other characters that get introduced, other rent a girlfriends that get introduced that I really like, and it's just crazy to see how far someone will go when they're down so bad. Basically, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I
So-
think it's my turn, right?
Yes. I'm sorry for going on so
Yes.
long. It's just
No
something.
worries.
Man, it's
Yeah,
really
don't
your
worry.
guilty
I
pleasure.
feel guilty having
really-
heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
welcome.
Mine's a great show. I love this show.
Go ahead.
My guilty pleasure anime is Trapped in a Dating Sim. The world of Otome games is tough for mobs.
What
Oh,
about-
I know
That
what
one
that
I
is.
that was
Oh,
good. That one was good. That one's funny.
You see, this show is about a guy who was forced to play this awful dating sim for
His sister. Yeah.
and he goes through the whole game, gets every ending, he knows everything about the game. And then he falls down some stairs and dies one day,
What?
and then he reincarnates in the same world
As the game.
as the game. So
Oh,
he
okay.
reincarnates in this game, in this Otome game world,
He's not
right,
the
which is the
MC.
dating sim. And he is this world is fucking strange. First of all, it's like medieval, but there's also like mechs and like spaceships and shit. It's crazy. But anyway, our main character, Leon Faux Bartfort.
I forgot that was his
Sorry,
fucking
can you say that again?
Leon Faux Bartfort.
Is faux spelled like Faux?
It's pronounced Leon Faux Bartofoto.
It's pronounced
Porto.
F. It's pronounced or it's spelled. Sorry, FOU.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, this guy gets reincarnated into this world, which is completely controlled by women. Like, men have zero power in this world. Like, his dad's a little bitch. His stepmom is a jackass, and he's just stuck in this situation where he's just like, I just want a better life, but I also just don't want to be like, I get that I'm just a side character in this world, so I don't want to get involved in anything, but like,
He gets
but
involved.
like, it's just like he gets involved. Like the main character the main character of the game like falls in love with him and stuff. It obviously this is an isekai anime, okay? So we all know how those go. But anyway, so regardless, he gets transported into this world and he just meets all these crazy characters at the school that he goes to, including these 5 princes, right? I don't think they're all. I think the blue-haired dude is a prince, and then the rest of them are like his.
They're all like
Like the
nobles.
knights. Like yeah.
They're nobles, and goddamn, they are all unlikable fucking bastards. All of them, like all of them, they are completely awful characters. but it just makes it so much. It makes it so much funnier when they
Or are
just
they
get
awful?
styled on.
Yeah.
So they're all like head over heels for this random girl. I forget her name, but it's pretty much it's the main character's sister who got reincarnated into that world is is uh is the main girl that they all fell in love with. She sort of in this world took the place of who was supposed to be the main heroine of the world,
Hmm.
and she sort of did all the same things that girl did and took her place in the story, while the actual main character sort of got sidelined. And
So wait, is she
it's
just like in the background for the whole show, like, hey, I'm here trying to get in the camera or something?
well,
No.
no, the actual main character instead gets, she ends up, because she's a commoner, and the only reason that in the game that she was well liked is because she was like the princes all liked her. So in this world, she's bullied and everybody hates her.
She's just
But
friends with the
she
main.
falls in love with our main character,
Yeah.
our guy who is a background character.
And
in this
then
world.
and also the villainess that was like her rival in the show also ends up becoming friends with her because she's also like outcasted, kind of. So
Exactly. But anyway, these nobles are just awful because they all fall for the bullshit that this girl's spewing. Like, it's not even like she's not even saying the lines correctly because she didn't actually play the game,
yeah.
right? Her brother beat the game for her, so she doesn't know everything that happened in the game. She's just
Right.
going off by vibes, kinda, and it's awful to watch. She's just a terrible actor, but we get to the point where like he fights these like the prince and his goons, and they all get just styled on like instantly, and he's beating them with a shovel. It's great. So if you
Nice.
haven't watched it, Trapped in a Dating Sim is a great show. It's by all accounts it shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but it is so funny, like all the way through.
He basically plays the fucking asshole in the school.
Mhm.
So it's really funny.
But he's
Yeah, the main character is not a good
He's-
person. He's a complete douchebag.
He plays the
just
asshole
scams everyone.
I don't know.
for
I
the
think
right
I
reasons,
think he's
though.
pretty morally sound. He's just a dick.
Yeah, no, his
Yes.
outward appearance is of a dick, but he does that on purpose. But he's actually a good guy. Like he's trying to do right by this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He does the right thing just like an asshole
Yeah.
because he doesn't want everyone to like obsess over him. He just wants to be able to chill.
yeah.
But then he gets promoted like 15 times anyway, even though he doesn't want to be. Because the king and queen and all the nobles who are actually, smart people realize what he's doing, kind of see the meaning behind his actions, which in turn leads to him getting the exact opposite of what he wants.
So basically, Eminence in Shadow, but on crack. Not well, in like
Yep.
the other way, the bad way. Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about that show. It's great. If you haven't watched it, definitely give it a shot.
Okay, next.
Rob,
one.
I think you're up next.
Yup. So I put down two. I put down one that I don't really think like it's a bad show, and like I guess I'm only embarrassed to admit I watch it because it's like most people be like, why would you watch that? That's so weird. Because it's like that's not even like something you're interested in normally. Like, why did you just watch that? It's a 24 episode show. Why did you invest all that time? That's not even like a hobby you have. And that show is Welcome to the Ballroom, which is a 24 episode show about competitive ballroom dancing.
Interesting.
Really?
And that shit is pretty good. It's not weird. There's nothing weird that goes on. I don't feel bad about that. I just consider it to be a guilty pleasure because it's just kind of weird that I watched it. I don't remember why I decided to watch it, because I don't dance at all, I'm not really into any kind of dancing, let alone ballroom dancing, let alone competitive ballroom dancing. And yet I watched this show anyway, the whole way through, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like,
That's the surprising thing about some shows like that. I've
Yeah.
watched a few shows. I think the ones that come to mind for me are like Smile Down the Runway, which was a fashion design show, and
Yeah.
Hanebado, which was the badminton show. Which I'm not interested in either of those things really normally. Like badminton, like come on, but like I get it. Badminton's a cool sport. I've played it a few times, but it's just like I never thought I'd watch a show on badminton, right? And then with Smile Down the Runway, I am not a fashion guy, like not even a little bit. But I watched that show all the way through. I thought it was amazing, like all the way through. So I totally get where you're coming from.
But yeah, that's the one that I don't feel as bad about. I just feel a little guilty about it in the sense that I feel like the general response would be like, so why did you watch it? It's like, I don't know. It's like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, you don't dance, you don't like dancing, you don't give a fuck about ballroom dancing. Why did you decide to sit down and watch 24 episodes about competitive ballroom dancing? I could
'Cause
not
you've
give
had
you an
time.
answer. I did have time. I'm pretty sure the whole reason I decided to watch it in the first place was I saw the opening in some video and I was like, that's kind of fire. What's that from? And I
Isn't
saw
that
what it's
like-
from. I'm like, all right.
All right, I don't know if y'all do this. I do this to find animes to watch each season. I literally go on YouTube and I look up anime openings this season and find like a 50 anime opening like list, or not even list, but like they play it for like a few seconds and like move on to the next one. It's just like anime openings this season. And if I see a show that I'm just like, wait, hold on, that song's kind of awesome, I'll look up the full opening and then I'll be like, okay, that's on the list, and I'll just go watch it.
Mm.
I cannot say that I do. Let me get to the one that I actually feel bad about so I can feel bad about it and move on. The show that I actually feel guilty that I enjoyed watching, and that when a sequel came out, I watched that, is Monster Musume, which if for some reason you're watching this podcast and you don't know what Monster Musume is, it's a really, really god awful fan
Wait, there was a
servicey
second
show.
season for this?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, there's a second season for Monster Musume?
There's also a spin-off sequel called like Monster Girl Doctor Monster Musume.
I
Oh, we watched.
Monster
Me and
Girl
Jax
Doctor.
watched that
We
in
watched-
one night.
yeah, we watched
I've
that.
watched both of those. I've
Yeah.
watched Monster Girl Doctor too. It's like,
Yeah,
No.
same
No,
verse.
no fucking joke. Me and Jax
no way.
one night. It was like, when did we start, Jax? 9. We watched
9.
at like 9 p.m. We watched it as because we're looking at anime as a joke on his fucking computer when I was living with him, and we're like, oh, we'll watch this one because it looks fucking stupid. And then we just ended up watching the whole thing. We ended at what, like 3?
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing on his tiny monitor. And then we're like, what?
You watch it on his in his room on his computer.
Yeah, so like when
But
I was
yeah.
living with him, yeah, we didn't watch it on the big TV.
But
We'll
yeah.
watch it in his room.
If
I
you're
can see
not,
why you'd be guilty about that.
if you're not already aware, really trashy fan servicey show, where the idea
Puberty.
is
Puberty. Oh yeah.
humans and monsters coexist, except all the monsters are like basically are all like in some sense humanoid, either fully or partially. So the main cast in the first season is a Lamia, which is think centaur, but it's like half serpent, half
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So you have that. You have a Harpy. What do you have? You have an actual centaur.
Spider
Yeah,
woman.
yeah. You have a woman who again thinks centaur, but is half person, half spider. You have a mermaid. You have a girl who is just like a slime, but generally maintains a humanoid form. what else is there? There's a zombie that's like a side character. There's fuck, I don't know what they're called, but there's literally a chick with a severed head that she can just carry it around, like thinking like the headless horseman with the pumpkin for the head type deal. There's a cyclops. And they're all humanoid. Like, I don't think they ever show anything that's just like straight up a monster, like a dragon or a regular giant serpent or whatever. They're all either just humanoid with some non-human features or like a half and half. And the main character is this dude who lives alone. He's like in his late 20s or something like that. Like he has a job, he works full time, and he decides to open up his house as basically a place for these monster girls to go, kind of like a foreign exchange type thing, study abroad sort of thing, like arrangement. And they just keep sending him these monster girls, and they get into all these antics because they all are just, you know, head over heels in love with him, because of course they are. Even though he's a nice guy, but he is the most like bland, generic type dude you'll ever see. But they're all like, "Oh, he's so sweet," which is like, cool, okay. But they just keep sending him more monster girls, and they keep getting into more bullshit, and then they keep fighting over him, and that's the show. And it just keeps getting more and more, you know, it just is constantly outrageous, because like the serpent girl, the girl who's half person, half serpent, the human part of her is fine, it's whatever, it's a, you know, normal size torso, arms, and head. But the serpent part is like 12 feet long and as thick as it should be to support like an adult human torso. So like I'm pulling a number out of my ass, but it's like the top half of her is normal, you know, it weighs whatever, 60, 70 pounds. The serpent section is like 12 feet long, it probably weighs like 200 pounds.
Don't got a fat shame, bro. That's not cool.
That's not the point. It's that she's a gigantic fucking serpent. And like the centaur is a normal human.
Isn't the first scene of the show her like strangling him to death in bed?
Yep.
Yep.
Her full length, I looked it up. The full length of this girl is 26 feet. So the tail is 22 feet long. I don't want to imagine how heavy that all is.
Was his house big enough for that?
They had to make it big enough. And that's something that happens every few episodes, is they send him another girl. You know, they send him a 20-some foot long snake girl. And he's like, great, how do I fit a 20-some foot long snake girl in my house? And they're like, we'll fix it. They send him a harpy. He's like, cool, you're human size, this is great. And then an episode or two later, they send him a centaur with a human-sized torso and like a big horse lower half. Like, that ain't even like a pony. She's like a fucking stallion, bro. She's pulling a fucking cart full of goods you're bringing to the fucking market. And then the mermaid,
girl too.
they install a pool in his house because they brought him a mermaid. Like, this man doesn't live by the seashore. He lives in the middle of the city.
Didn't they install like a full ass like hot tub, like hot
Yeah.
spring too?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
my man's living
stupid.
large.
It's ridiculous, and whatever. I liked it. It was fun.
I mean, it's a funny show.
Good monster
I thought
titties.
Monster Girl Doctor was pretty funny.
I thought that one was pretty
honestly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was better in that the main character was less lame, but
I liked the main
Also-
character in Monster Girl Doctor. Honestly, I thought he was all right.
There was still so much, like, why are all these monster girls just absolute sluts for the main character?
I mean, in most cases in that show, it's because he actually saved their lives or something.
Yeah. Except for one of them,
It's
which was
not
literally
like
just
he did
puberty.
fucking nothing.
That is true.
One of them, like the case was, it was like a bird or something. I don't know what it was, or like a phoenix.
harpy.
Was it a harpy? It was like a phoenix. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
me and
another
Jax like
harpy.
watched that episode. And she's like, he's like, oh, the symptoms are like she's losing her feathers. She's like irritated, or whatever. And I just look at Jax. And I'm like, watch it just be like something like actually stupid, like puberty or something. Because like literally every other monster girl in that show had like an actual affliction, and then this one I'm just like, wow, watch it be like puberty or something. And then it turns out to actually be just fucking puberty.
I think, yeah, I remember that one. That one was.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that.
Let's who's next? I think is that everyone? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's everyone.
All right, we'll move
Yeah, that
on.
was everyone, fortunately.
Dave,
because-
do you
yeah.
want to grab the chips? We'll grab the chips.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right.
So,
yeah.
yeah, I'll go in a sec, but let me explain.
Oh, yeah.
So Dustin and I went out to an Asian market, well, a few Asian markets today, just to see what there
Browse.
was, and we found these Lay's potato chips, but it was in like an international market. I think it was specifically Vietnamese, and I could tell that it was Lay's because of the
Logo.
logo of it, but like Lay's was spelled in Vietnamese, I guess, letters. Well, it's the same. Anyway, you could tell that it was Lay's.
Could you tell?
Yes.
Yes, the flavors that we have are sweet potato with brown sugar is one of them. Another one is prawn.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Prawn.
Yes, prawn. And then the last one is red Italian meat. Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, I can hear you laughing in the other room, but your mic cut. So I did hear you laugh. But yeah, I'm gonna we're both gonna go get our things for that. Meanwhile, you guys can talk for a couple minutes about something.
Yep. We'll be back.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'll take like 20 seconds to say, for anyone who tuned into the last episode or who is interested or has heard of the manga Boys Run the Riot, I won't go into explaining the whole plot and everything again because I already talked for a bit about it the last episode about how I'd read 3 of the 4 volumes. I did get to read the final volume since our last episode. I'm very sad it's over. I'm not sad because I thought the ending was sad. I'm sad because I liked where the story was going and I wanted more. So that is to say, in final, I definitely recommend Boys Run the Riot from start to finish. Very much enjoyed it. Good ending, satisfying ending. I wanted more. I would read it. 10 out of 10.
Awesome.
Y'all ever get the phone service as SOS only?
I believe I've gotten it a couple times, but typically I just turn off and on my like service and it cuts back.
Because
to
my
regular
phone has been on SOS only for like 4 days now, and I
What?
don't know how to fix it.
I don't think it's supposed to do. I would
have
take
you-
that to the.
What troubleshooting have you done?
I've restarted it. I'm like turning the service off and on.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd take that in for sure.
Yeah, I would take
Yeah.
that to the store because
I don't know why.
I've never had that for that
The
long.
thing
I
is,
would
it
not
only-
have
yeah.
it for that long.
It only happens when I'm at my house.
That's super convenient. Only at your. the place
Because-
you live.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You're,
God,
Like
I feel that the
How much
cell
does your
service
couch
in my
cost?
house.
how much does your place cost per month? I mean,
My
you don't have
place?
to. Yeah. Well, you don't have to give me the actual figure. Just like ballpark it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna
That might be
say,
why.
doesn't he live at home?
That
Yeah.
might be why.
Yeah, I got nothing for that
I'm
because
kidding.
like I for whatever reason tend to have a bad signal in my apartment, which is also really
Mhm.
annoying.
Mhm.
But I don't have my phone regularly stuck on SOS only.
Yeah, that's a pretty like
Okay.
that's like bottom tier. I would definitely take it in. There's
I mean-
you might not be getting the service that you need to be getting.
I mean, I can just use the Wi-Fi, and like Wi-Fi kind of covers everything. But I just wanted to know if like you guys ever experienced the SOS only.
I've seen it a couple
Yeah,
times.
I've
Okay.
seen it, but definitely not for a extended period of time like that. Like
Yeah.
I would definitely be taking the phone in.
I,
to
like again,
get it
I've only
serviced.
seen it. I've only seen it, and then I like turn off and on my service, and it's back.
Yeah, I've never seen it for such a long time.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
What's another short topic we could do?
Hello.
Oh, they're back. Never mind.
Yeah,
Alright.
there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I'm back.
he'll be on in just a sec. All right, here he is. So, to reiterate, we have some Lay's potato chips that we got from the international market. We have sweet potato with brown sugar. We have Italian red meat,
Yeah.
and we have prawn.
For reference, the smell for the sweet potato ones does smell like brown sugar.
It does smell pretty
The
good.
prawn
Very
smells
sweet.
like seafood, and then the Italian red meat smells like dog food.
It does smell like
So
dog food.
I say we do the worst one first. So I'm gonna go for the red meat. I think
I'm gonna vote for you to do the worst one in the middle.
in the middle. So what should we do first, the prawn or the
Do the prawn first.
prawn? Are you ready?
I feel like
Yeah,
that
let's-
also has the potential to be.
Yeah, I'm not
the
a fan
worst,
of
though.
like
I turn on my camera for Discord for y'all, but don't.
I'm not showing it
not
on.
for
I'm
this
not
one.
showing it on. I don't have a camera anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
all right, ready? 3,
Um,
2, 1, go.
Thoughts?
It's honestly, it's not too bad.
it doesn't taste bad,
Yeah,
but like, I wouldn't have guessed that this is supposed to be prawn.
yeah.
I don't know what I would have guessed this is.
This is like
The prawns.
it tastes like
Dried.
I don't know, like cheddar that's been left out a little, like it's like flat,
So stale.
like stale. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not
Yeah.
too bad though.
Yeah, not bad. I don't think I want to have another one, but
I think I'll actually
Not
finish
too
these.
bad.
Again.
I would never have another one.
I wouldn't buy
That-
this
that-
again.
Eh.
Or it's like barbecue that's like barely like dusted on.
yeah, yeah. All right. Which one next? Sweet potato.
They're doing the worst in the middle, so I'd say the Italian.
Yeah, the red Italian sausage,
Oh, wanna do the worst in the middle?
meat, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Italian red meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Look how red that.
Yeah, it's not red at all.
What does that even
It's
mean?
not red.
Well, for comparison to the other.
The prawn
Yeah,
was
it's
the
gonna be
reddest one.
amazing. Watch.
The
It's gonna
prawn,
taste the best.
honestly, it
Prawn's
could
not
be.
the reddest one. The red meat is the reddest one.
It was. I thought that was the prawn. Oh well.
No, the darkest one you have is the red meat.
Oh well. I had that one first. So I'm
You
gonna be
ate the
honest.
red
It
meat.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have the
Oh.
prawn, and you have the red meat. Go for it.
This is honestly
Okay.
pretty great.
3, 2, 1, go.
He already ate it.
Yeah, they already ate it. He didn't give a fuck.
Oh,
I mean, y'all ate them out of order at this point.
wow, what the fuck? Okay.
I got worse as I ate it.
So,
Nice.
the prawn, it's like I got hit with sour cream, but it's not sour cream. But it has like that hit of sour cream. I don't know how to pronounce, like almost like sour cream and onion,
Aftertaste?
but it's like fucking off. It's like slanted, like or something. I don't know how to. Yeah.
You know what? This explains why when
There's
they
like
were both
lime or
describing
something
how
on
they
it.
tasted, that neither of them agreed about any of it.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
They were both just saying shit back and forth.
it's like there's like lime or something on this. It's like sour cream and lime. The fuck?
This is the red meat. It's red. This is the prawn. Okay.
It's prawn.
It's prawn colored. It's red meat colored. Okay. Last one is
Brown sugar, sweet potato.
with brown sugar.
It actually looks different. It looks different than the other ones. Like the actual chip itself
It
looks
does.
different.
It does look different. It looks
Is it wavy?
smoother.
Thank
Oh.
God we know what one of them is at
Yeah.
least.
I can see the sugar on it.
Nice.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Crispy crunch.
It's definitely sweet.
Yeah, you know what? Texture-wise, I think it's the worst.
It does feel different.
It's like I ate a
Um,
plantain instead. I had sugar on it.
Yeah. So verdict. I don't really like any of these.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest.
And-
The red meat wasn't too bad.
This guy. Okay. I'm putting these off to the side.
I'm finishing them.
Spilled all of them. I don't know. I might pick at them, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat them.
I'm done with this segment.
I don't think I'd
Okay.
buy them again. That prawn one, it has got me like it's very interesting to me. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
It's like sour cream and
I-
lime, but it's like it works somehow. I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you hear either of us crunching during this, you know why. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears a bit, and let me ask you guys another question.
Mhm.
What is a game that you used to love, but now hate or just dislike? You don't love it anymore, and then why?
I wouldn't say
Destiny
go as
2.
far as to say hate. Yep, Destiny 2. You we're both on the same page here,
I
Jackson.
sort of,
I
I sort of
get you.
came up. I sort of came up with this because I knew you two would be able to talk about that. So, explain. Why did you love it? Why did
Well,
you love
it's not that I
Destiny
loved
1.
it to begin with. Exactly, right? I think Jax and I were in the same position where we were really hyped coming off of Destiny 1. Destiny 1 ended in a great place. It had a great life cycle. It had 4 really good raids, and at the end they made them all like they brought them back out and made them difficult again. And I was grinding that for months. I don't know if you were doing the same, Jax, but
I was just playing PvP.
I feel
That
that.
sounds about right.
But I loved Destiny 2 Destiny 1 for a very long time. And then Destiny 2 on its release, I beat the game in like 3 weeks. And there was literally nothing to do. I mean, literally
Yeah.
nothing to do until the expansion came out because there was no randomization on the gear. All the gear was flat. They all
Static
rolled with
rolls.
static stats, static rolls, where they just nothing was random about it. Which there's like in a game like Destiny that's about like raiding and MMO like things, you need that sort of thing to want to play the next week, right? Because if you already accomplish all your goals, there's nothing left to do. And that's the point that I got to within just a couple weeks of playing Destiny 2 after all that hype. And it wasn't just like a lot of the entire fan base was extremely angry about it, myself included, because we were just like, we were really hyped for this. Why is it already over? Like, this isn't what we signed up for. And moving into the first expansion, quote unquote, Curse of Osiris, which came right after
man.
that, was a shit show. Like, I'm talking the worst possible expansion they could have added.
What was
Like,
wrong with
it was terrible. Jax, I'll let you go into this one. You can take
Nah,
over the
dude,
conversation a little bit.
I've forgotten that, all of that.
You've
All I know
forgotten
is
it?
I've
Okay.
I've left it. I've let it
You
leave my
repressed
mind.
the memory.
He's trying to
I've
forget it.
Repressed
never-
it.
I
Okay,
only know
then I'll
it's
talk
the
about
Gila
it.
show.
because I remember this dumb shit. Okay? It was awful. They added Mercury. Okay, Mercury. Cool planet. Really cool. Except for the fact that it was about it was one area that was a circle, and there was literally, like, you could walk it in about 30 seconds.
Oh
You
my
couldn't
God.
use your sparrow
Content
there
rich.
because you literally could walk from one side of it to the other in 30 seconds, and the entirety of everything in that expansion was done in this simulated universe like area. I forget what it was called. It's like in the Vex network or something. And you would go in there.
Something forest.
Yeah, the Infinite Forest or
Infinite forest.
something.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you would go into the Infinite Forest for every strike, every mission. There was one raid, and I'll just say it, the raid was great. Like, it was this thing called a raid layer, which was a one boss raid, which Destiny big raids are normally like 2 to 3 bosses, maybe 4 bosses. These were like mini raids, right? They were called raid layers. They were one boss with a couple of encounters beforehand. And the raid that came out in this update, Eater of Worlds, has probably one of my favorite boss fights in Destiny. I love that boss fight. But either way, it didn't make up for the fact that Mercury and the entire rest of the, like, all the strikes sucked. The campaign made Osiris, who was a really hyped character, look like a little bitch. The entirety of it.
Yeah.
It was awful. Just to say it more. And then we go into the next expansion, Warmind, where they bring another raid layer out, and they bring Mars, and Mars was pretty good. And it
I didn't
started
play
getting better. And then Forsaken came out, which was the best that Destiny 2 ever has been.
That was the
And-
best PvP time period to play.
Forsaken was the best time to play Destiny 2. If you played Destiny 2 during Forsaken, or if you started during Forsaken, you might still be playing today just because of how fun Forsaken was.
Mhm.
And I mean, there's really nothing that's come close. Like afterwards, like ever since. But after Forsaken, you had like a whole, like, the next season, people were complaining because we couldn't even do the content the first week. There was a lot of it had a really rough start to the next season. The raid that came out in that season was very good, but it wasn't that, if like the start wasn't that great.
What was that? Because all of the seasons just kind of are below to me now. After
It was
Forsaken.
season of, I forget which one it was, but it was the one with the it was Black Armory. That season.
Oh yeah, I never really did that one. The Forge ones. Okay.
Yeah, it was the Forge.
Yeah.
And Black Armory was very interesting. And it was more about it was more about the content itself not being that great. The raid was pretty cool. Scourge of the Past, I think, is what the raid was, right,
Damn,
Jax?
it's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame that raid isn't in the game because it was my second favorite raid in Destiny 2. But it's absolutely a really good raid.
Yeah, it's just like
And then-
because it's just like the thing that you hate is the actions they did. Were like sunsetting, which basically all of the stuff you got, literally all of the beginning of Destiny 2 to sunsetting, all your stuff
Yep.
is useless. So it's
Yep.
like, why did you even play until sunset happened? Because you can't use any of the stuff for any
Yep.
of the endgame activities, which is usually what you want to use the stuff you got for it. So
Mhm.
when sunsetting happened, you just lost basically everything. So it's like, why did you even play it then? Or
Yep.
why did you even play before?
And
And
that
then other
leads me
decisions is just
into what I was going to talk about the next few expansions, which
yeah.
starting with Shadowkeep, which was the expansion after Forsaken, everything went downhill like fast, like really fast. First off, Shadowkeep was a terrible expansion. I hated it, like almost all the way through. I thought it was awful. It took you back to the moon. You did some stuff with Crota. It was just kind of their way of bringing the moon and Crota and Eris Morn back into the story, and who were characters in Destiny 1, and the moon was a location in Destiny 1 they just kind of brought back. And
There's a lot
overall,
of aspects
was
of
just a
Destiny 1
nostalgia
that they're
trip.
trying to bring it back, yeah.
And it wasn't a good one either. The raid was terrible. Garden of Salvation is the glitchiest raid they've ever released. It is a god awful, terrible raid. I think the aesthetic of the raid is very cool. The actual mechanics suck. But
Yeah.
moving on from that, the main issue that I find with Destiny after all these updates, and starting with Shadowkeep, it was the amount of nothing that you're doing in the game. All of your progress gets reset with the next expansion. The minimum light level gets brought up to the highest light level of the previous update, right? So there's no progression for new characters, for new players going through everything. It's just a matter of, you know, it's just a matter of going through the new stuff. New players don't have to experience anything that was older content that was pretty good content, and they've already removed most of that content from the game at this point. So overall, Destiny 2 is just, I don't know where Bungie dropped the ball, and I don't even know if they can restore my trust or restore my enjoyment in the game at this point. But I've just hated it all the way through.
Yeah.
For
There's just
Destiny,
one thing.
except for Forsaken.
There's one thing I hate the most about it is it's not free to play. It's not new player friendly.
Uh-huh.
So
And
anything.
they also play it off like it is.
just expensive. So
There's a very popular video on YouTube by Astacross talking about why Destiny 2's monetization is extremely predatory.
yeah.
It plays itself off like a free-to-play game, and anytime anybody like says anything about their monetization, it's the first thing they kind of fall back on, which is complete bullshit. Destiny 2 is not a free-to-play game. It's a free-to-try game. You get a free trial, and you get almost no content, really, with it. Like, I mean, you get a decent amount of content with the free trial, but everything that you would have to, like, progress and actually get, like, for raids and stuff, it's all paid content. And the expansions never get cheaper. Like, they'll go on sale every once in a while, but you're buying $40, $50 expansions 3 years after they came out. Like, I believe somebody looked at it, it's like $400 to buy everything that's available in Destiny 2.
Just for expansion and to actually play it. Yeah, so that is our game that we
Absolutely.
love.
Sorry, I rambled a bit there. I hate what they did with that game. Truly.
It's okay.
Valid. I had a lot of time on D1 back in the day. I had like 1,000+ hours on D1.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
D1 was a fantastic game.
Like
I would play it nowadays.
And mind you, I quit that game November 2015. So by November of 2015, I had put somewhere between like 1,000 and 1,100 hours on that game.
I have 1,600 hours on Destiny 1.
There you go.
Well, Mr. Rob, can you think of any game?
Yeah. Huh? What, on Destiny or just on
No, do you have
what
a game that you used to love but do not anymore?
Yeah. I guess for mine, I would say Overwatch is
Mm,
the game that I was thinking of
all right, then I'll talk with
because
you about it then.
yeah, because for
I had a
me,
feeling.
I started out playing Overwatch, I'll say on console. Not very long after it released. I don't remember exactly, but I think within like the first 2 months of it coming out was when I started playing it.
Mhm.
And back then I didn't really love it when it first came out. There were some, I felt like, issues on console that ultimately would get resolved down the line, but there were long stretches of time where I really loved playing that game, and I put a lot of time into that game, and I really wanted to play it with my friends and get better at the game and do more things and have more fun doing it. But I don't remember exactly when it was. But sometime I would say sometime after I moved from console to PC, so like 2018, 2019, I started to like lose my desire to play Overwatch. And I feel like it was just something that happened over time with how the developers handled the game. Like it was like
Yeah.
the more that they did, or in some cases didn't do with the game, the less I wanted to play it.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, it's just like a behind the scenes management thing. Um, and Blizzard as a company has just gone through the shitter over the
Mhm.
years, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
completely abandoned um, Overwatch to work on Overwatch 2 when pretty much when Overwatch was around its highest point. Uh, it was like, all right, let's move on to the next thing. And it's like, well, no, focus on what you have here. Like if you focused on what you have, then it'll stay good. But
And
they're like, no,
considering how Overwatch 2 went as well,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
and
mean,
then
I feel like
it ended up being all for naught.
yeah, I feel like they dedicated too many of their resources to developing Overwatch 2 without like maintaining what they already had in Overwatch 1, and ultimately they ended up fumbling the fucking bag anyway because Overwatch 2 ended up somehow managing to be an underdeveloped rushed product that failed to meet the promises that they made
A No Man's Sky, basically.
in many ways.
Blizzard's dropped the ball on a lot of things.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
past
I don't know.
5 to 10
I
years.
like
Diablo season 1.
I felt like the biggest promises they made for Overwatch 2, they ended up not keeping.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole PvE mode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, what the
PvE
fuck happened
skill
there?
trees.
What
By the
PvE?
way,
Yeah. I was.
I'm pretty sure they had said that Overwatch 1 would remain live at some point, and then they ended up taking that back as well.
Well, the whole PvE thing, like, do y'all think they actually, like, I mean, Blizzard's a PvE company. Like, there's almost all their games are PvE, right?
What
Almost
about
everything
those
they create.
missions?
Like,
I mean,
Yeah, what about those missions?
No, aren't there like many like
Those are-
PvE missions that
those
you
are,
can
like,
join?
Events, right?
the ones
Oh,
that came
I
out
thought-
with the Steam release, I believe. Are those
Something,
the ones you're
I
talking
don't know.
about?
Aren't they like?
No,
Isn't it like
just
only like
remember you could
15
do, like,
minutes
PvE
long?
stuff.
It's like 15
Yeah,
minutes
no,
long,
like
and that's it. And you just pay like
yeah,
$20 for
yeah.
it, or some bullshit like that.
You didn't have to pay for it, but they just let you do it.
But I just don't know how they can. Like, I don't believe that they spent that long trying to make a PvE mode and have nothing to show for it. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I found that
I
hard
don't
to
believe
believe as
that.
well.
like you would think they would at least release a partially finished, like at least some of the characters, and maybe work on the rest later,
Yeah.
right? I don't believe it, to be completely honest. And I'm not some like I'm not gonna go on a conspiracy saying, oh, they're scamming you, blah blah blah. But I don't believe for a second that Blizzard, a company that's specialized in games like World of Warcraft and lots of PvE genres, Diablo, another game with skills, the skill trees, World of Warcraft skills, skill trees. I don't believe that they can't make Overwatch 2 a PvE game. I don't believe that.
It's definitely not a creative or technical issue. It's a management
Yeah,
thing. It's
exactly.
management, it's the executives, it's budgeting, it's all this other stuff that the creatives have nothing to do with, which
Yep.
is the fucking worst part about it. It's just like corporate America will always like have something to do with the downfall of
It's
the creatives.
And it's becoming
And
way more like there was a period of time where back then it was really bad and it's gotten better and now it's getting really bad again when it comes to corporate and management just fucking everything up. And it's not even just the gaming industry, it's the animation industry, it's the fucking just honestly I think there's a CEO now that I literally just read a couple hours ago that they're trying to remove pensions or some fucking bullshit.
Lovely.
Yeah. So it's.
I mean, the writer's strike was just ended after what, like 130 days, 150
definitely.
days, something like that.
Poor Marvel VFX artists, holy shit. Oh my god.
I when it comes to sorry to bring it back. I was thinking about Blizzard for a second there, and I was just thinking about a game that I grew to hate really for a long time, and then recently has kind of been reeling me back in, was World of Warcraft. And this recent expansion's been pretty good, and then they just announced that the original art designer and story creator for WoW, the main guy behind the story direction and main lore of the game, is now back, and he's going to be the story director again, which he left and then the story went to shit for 4 years, and then he came back as on some sort of seasonal thing. And now he's back for good, and the story's been pretty good ever since, so I've been enjoying that. But anyway, just wanted to make a small point about that.
Yeah, and I mean, the big other thing with Overwatch is their fucking league. Their quote professional Overwatch league, which Geo, what are they called? Geos. They have teams for actual cities and regions and all that stuff, and it was international and it was big. And the original plan was to have there be actual home games, and there would be arenas where these matches would take place, specific to the city, and then that pretty much got thrown in the trash as soon as it was posited, because that would be terrible for the players and be way too expensive.
Well,
for all
they
of that.
did do it for a while. There were home games and stuff, but it was
I
not.
only remember the stuff in Burbank.
I can't really see that being sustainable.
Yeah, it
in the
was
first
not
place.
nearly as sustainable as they thought it would be.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you have to generate interest to go and watch esports, right? To physically go and watch esports, to have a reason for something like that, right?
I watched that. The Overwatch League. It was fun when it first started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
it was
I
fun.
watched it, but would you go in
Would you go in
person
person?
and watch?
Oh, no.
If it was
would never do
in
that.
the same fucking
Exactly.
city, maybe. If I was in
Yeah.
Miami and they had it in Miami, if I was living in Miami, then yeah. But if not, I'm not gonna fucking travel to another fucking continent to go.
Well, yeah, obviously you're not traveling to another
issue-
continent, but
Yeah.
like, I don't even know if I would go within my city to watch
think
it
that.
would be cool.
Like,
I think
Yeah.
I'd have a better experience watching it through a stream, to be completely honest,
Yeah.
for a game.
Well,
Like,
I've never really done that for a game, so probably it's just
I'd go at
the
least
new
once,
factor.
I think, if it was close
Yeah.
by, you know. But other than that, no, I wouldn't care. Okay.
but I think that's the main reason why
Yeah.
something like home games for esports and these, like, having all these different, like, arenas around the I don't think that would work. I just don't think I don't think there's enough interest in
Yeah.
physically going to those games.
I mean,
I mean, it's
Overwatch,
'cause of the
like at that point in
concerts.
its history, Overwatch was huge. Like it was really popular, but you know, it's a totally different thing to ask people to leave their houses and come attend an event related to the thing that they love. Like,
I mean, when it comes down to it, not just esports, but all sports in general
yeah.
have been
Yeah.
losing populations actually physically going to games. Like,
mhm.
they've been limiting people's ability to watch at home to try and encourage it more.
good old
Like, that's-
Yeah.
baseball blackouts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not just like I don't even see how an idea like that would get passed in my eyes, because the idea of physically going to most sporting events has kind of gone down the shitter in recent years. And like, I like going to football games, I like going to baseball games, but like, I don't live near a team that I would want to go that often, right? And like, the only reason I would really go that often nowadays is because I can't watch the Rays game at home.
Yeah,
Feels bad, man.
yeah. So
Can't watch the Rays actually be good.
Yep.
all right. Well, we got Overwatch for Rob and I. We got D2 for Matt and Jax. Dust, what you got?
Well, originally I was gonna say Overwatch, but I wanted to change it. I would just say one thing about Overwatch real quick is I'm glad I fucking got out when I did. I saw the downfall from the sidelines. I was not an active member of the community anymore. I pretty much got out more or less when Doomfist came out was when I stopped playing. So I saw it like, and that was like, what would you say? That would be like before its peak, like right before its peak or whatever, and then it kind of just dropped.
Mhm.
And so I'll switch gears. I guess for me it would be, I don't know, Counter-Strike, I guess. That's like the game I have the most hours in competitively as part of that community. I don't have a lot to really speak of, but I think I have like 400, 500 hours in that. I could actually check right now. And speaking of, Counter-Strike 2 just came out, so literally. But I have, let's see, how many hours do I have in here? That's the SDK. The fuck is, oh. I have 558.5 hours. I don't know how many of that's competitive. I'm gonna assume 400. So I don't know. I just, not necessarily the community, but definitely on the, like, the economic side with the loot crates and stuff. You know how I fucking feel about those things. I fucking hate them. I don't want to go off on a tangent.
Biggest microtransaction enjoyer.
Yeah, but for me, it was just I got bored, and there was a point when I was playing so much competitive that I'm like, why am I even fucking doing this when there's so many other games out there to play? Why am I wasting my time playing this one game forever and ever? And so that's why I stopped. That's also why I stopped with Overwatch, and then I could say another game I guess would really be the one that had the biggest downfall for me would be COD. just I stopped at Ghosts. And every other COD game I had prestige multiple times in. In Ghosts, I prestige and then stopped at level 5 after first prestige, and I don't know, I was kind of sick of it, and seeing that they decided to add, like, fucking heroes into a game that really doesn't need heroes, was kind of like a huge turnoff for me, and then all the advanced movement stuff, I was just like, nah, it's not good.
Real issue.
Well, it's just like, nah. I don't know. I don't like getting instantly killed by an electric fucking gun or something like that. Like, I don't. It's one thing if it's a kill streak, because they earn it. It's not one thing where they just fucking press Q every, like, 2 minutes and then they get an insta-kill item. It's kind of bullshit. So...
I mean, you got the item too, though.
I know, but it's still bullshit, because, like, you can actually have skill, have, like, a fucking 20 kill streak, and then you just die from a bullshit item that, if you were doing good, the team shouldn't even have. Like... So, it's kind of, it doesn't encourage skill. It's just bullshit. So yeah, I don't know. The only reason why I play COD now is strictly zombies. I don't give a shit about the multiplayer anymore, unless if it's like I'm at a friend's house and they have Black Ops 1 and we're playing fucking Ops, or not Ops, we're playing like fucking L96 A1s or something. I don't know. So yeah, and Halo 2. It's kind of gotten fucking boring, so I don't know. There's other games. I don't think there's a. I don't judge people for playing the same game.
Name a game. Name one game.
I think the worst offender is Overwatch. It's
Saying something.
but just as like a company decision, but the one that's been constantly disappointing me would be COD, I guess. But Overwatch has just been a constant downhill after the peak. So, like, actual stupidity. Like, I don't know.
Well, we all love a little stupidity
Yeah.
here and there. So from stupidity to let's not talk too long about this, but Matt, the raid is over.
It's over.
It's
So
over, it's
spoilers
done.
for One Piece for anybody.
Oh,
who,
One Piece. Okay.
Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about One Piece current in the anime. Anime. So, fair warning. All right. So
yeah.
we just had a fight end that has been going
For years.
60, 70 episodes
Uh huh.
or something.
Actual years.
Yeah,
I'd say about 60-ish episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a great fight. There's been ups and downs. Our boy has been knocked down and knocked out literally like what 3 or 4 times before he finally went Super Saiyan and did the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, outside of the Kaido fight as well, like there's a million other things that were going on during the raid that are also coming to an end. You know.
Yeah, and you know, I just wanted to go a little bit over our sort of likes and dislikes about Wano. Was the main reason I put this topic on. So if so what's your, like, in terms of Wano, where would y'all rank Wano on your sort of list of One Piece arcs? Would it be towards the top, towards the
0.
bottom?
You're not. Jack's good.
Jack's just come on.
He's only watched up to Captain Kuro.
We're alienating him by talking about One Piece, and he's not a One Piecer, but like,
I mean,
shut up.
it happens.
I will. For me. Oh jeez. Okay, so I'd put it above Dressrosa. I'd put it above. I put it on par with Whole Cake, I think, or maybe around there. I don't. Yeah. Okay, you guys go, and then we'll talk about why. But go ahead.
I think for me, I put it in a similar sense to you. I put it a little bit above Whole Cake, but I think it falls a bit below both Marineford and Ennie's Lobby
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about Alabasta. I liked Alabasta.
Alabaster's still my favorite.
But I think it beats Alabasta for me, and it's just personal preference. But I think for me, Wano beats Alabasta.
Wano is absolutely a top 3 for me. You know, like, because with Marineford, it was pretty much the culmination of everything, up until that point. And you know, at that time, the show is still really long. Like, it was at almost 500 episodes at that point. It was like at 470, 480. So to have a single arc, even if the arc was like 30 or 40 episodes, single arc be the culmination of 450 episodes worth of stuff is ridiculous, and it pulled it off amazingly.
Mhm.
To compare anything to that anything would need to be, you know, fucking nuts. And
Exactly.
Wano is nuts. Like, the highs in Wano are
Really,
like
really
sky
high.
high.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 1015 is the best episode of anime that I've ever watched.
Yeah,
And it's not close. It's gonna be really tough to beat that episode for me.
There's a reason why. Like, when people are trying, when One Piece fans are trying to get other people to get into One Piece, the anime specifically, they show them clips and moments from Wano, and that might seem a bit like cheap because like it's more recent, it has a nice animation, the soundtrack is really nice. Some of the most popular characters are not just introduced, but like talked about more and opened up more in Wano. But like it's been a while. Like Wano is a fucking long arc. Takes up a non insignificant percentage of One Piece at this point.
It's
So
over 10% of the show.
That's
like
one of my gripes about it, actually.
yeah, that it's so long.
It's
but,
too
like,
fucking long.
it's long, but like there
But
are
the
so
thing
many
is-
there's so many like things that happened. Like, yes, they all technically took place in the same country, but there were so many places they went to within the country and so many storylines that were going on that yes, Wano is like this one thing that you can point at and talk about, but you know, the Odin flashback, the prison stuff,
I mean, yeah, Wano
the
can be
raid
broken
itself.
up into 3 parts. It already is in the show. There's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. You've got the introduction to Wano, and then once Luffy gets in prison, we move into Act 2, and you have the sort of gathering of the troops of Wano in part 2, and then part 3 is the raid. It's the culmination of those first 2 acts. What Wano did, which is different than other arcs in One Piece, is typically we have a couple islands leading into the big island where the conflict happens, or like 1 or 2 islands. For example, in Skypiea, we have Jaya that leads into the first part of Skypiea where they're on the clouds, and then they move into the actual like island where they fight NL. And in Alabasta, you have all the islands leading up to Alabasta, culminating 4 or 5 different mini arcs. Whereas in Wano, it's Wano.
Well, I
There's
mean,
no
I would argue
there's no
that like
other
you
areas.
can say that like okay, the Onigashima, the raid, like okay, that could be like it's not a different island, but it feels like a different island to me. So
I mean, we've gotten to the point in One
Yeah.
Piece where we designate arcs by which island the thing
Yeah.
takes place on. And yes, like Wano takes place on Wano, but it's it's really like multiple arcs within the island
yeah,
arc
Mhm.
of Wano. And you know, it's just semantics at this
Yeah.
point, but
I
like like ranking Wano amongst all other ones, I want to agree that overall Marineford would be better because like it's just more condensed in its juice. Ditto with Annie's Lobby. Annie's Lobby was just so cathartic, and things just were awesome at Annie's Lobby. We saw a power up, which we also saw in Wano. We saw someone who previously wanted to die say they want to live, which is
Eddie's
nice.
Lobby
It's
is a
always nice.
turning point in One Piece, and that's why it's always been up there and one of my favorite arcs. It's the arc where things change in
Yeah.
One Piece completely. Like the series is one thing before that Water 7 Ennie's Lobby arc, and it is a completely different beast after that arc. And it like that's the reason that arc for me has always been, I mean, I've even in my opinion it's up there in somewhat the same tier as Marineford for me in One Piece because it's just such a transformative arc in the series.
Yeah.
And with Wano, Wano is a transformative arc with the things happening in the show, right? They're getting much stronger. There's like crazy shit's happening all over the place, almost constantly in this entire arc. And I mean, the lore drops that happen in the in-between sections of the arc are insane. But the real kicker with Wano was that the raid, it really didn't disappoint at any point. I was never like at a point during the raid where I was like, this is taking way too long. Can we focus on something else right now? Please stop. Like, I mean, I had a couple of those moments with one particular character being Orochi, but other than him, who I think is just personal preference, I hate Orochi. I think some people do. I think he's a necessary evil. But I do think he was definitely the weakest part of Wano as a whole.
Yeah.
He and his Oni Wabanshu, the ninjas that were with him, were
Forgot they existed.
were very mid as characters, to be honest.
So the thing with Orochi is like he's like comically he's like the bad guy, right? But he's so comically such a bad guy, and then they tried to like not justify but like explain. They gave him the backstory. They said why he is the way he is, and it's like, okay, I appreciate the try. Nothing you do will make me understand or like empathize with this man. Like he's already done like
way too much.
And he's just like, he fucking sucks. Like he just does. You look at him, he just sucks.
The thing is, it's like it was such a. There was some cop out moments too in Wano with Orochi specifically, where they gave his like servants fruits that were just so convenient to protect him in a sense. Like the guy with the barrier fruit. Like this whole arc would have been over if that guy didn't have that fruit. Like Orochi's dead. Like it's over, right? Because Odin would have killed him. But it's just it's just like he's such a little bitch for the whole arc. There's no slightly redeeming moment. There's no understanding of his point of view. They tried. It's just he was easily the weakest part of the arc, and I'm glad they didn't focus on him very much during the raid. Obviously, they had to give him an ending, and they gave him a very fitting ending, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But like he got decapitated like a bitch, and that's like without even being able to do literally anything in this whole arc.
Yep.
So it was a fitting ending for him, but I still think he took away from the arc in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I I'm also gonna want to talk about my gripes about this fucking season
Mm-hmm.
or arc, I guess. I liked Act 1. I liked Act 3. I don't, and this might just be, it's just the way they do, Oda writes, fights in One Piece or whatever, when he has all of them happening at the same time, and and I was a manga reader, I'm a manga reader, so, having it, constantly jump around is very, it takes you out of the momentum, I guess, of the fight, and you're like, oh, this person's doing this at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Can we make it a thing where they just finish a fight and then move on to another character and have a string of episodes where it's just them, so we could just follow instead of jumping around all the fucking time? Because I do not remember that shit when I'm reading. It's so hard, and you have to what chapter was it again? Oh, it was
I feel like the main reason they do that, and especially in Wano, is because the fights in Wano were not static at all.
Yeah.
The reason it was jumping around a whole bunch is because you've got Zoro fighting Kaido with Luffy and the rest of the first generation. Then,
but I feel like you could do it where it's
in the middle floor,
where the two fights crash into each other. When you're focusing on the one fight, you could have it so the end of the chapter, the end of the episode, is right before they crash into this other fight, and you cut to the other fight, but not right when they're about to crash into it. You cut to the other fight at the start of it, and then you show that fight, and then you get back to the scene where they crash in, and you're like, oh, that's how those two things come together.
It's just, it's too much at the same time, and especially reading it as it's coming out or watching it as it comes out, it's literally impossible. Even if they just were okay, let's do 3 chapters of this one fight, they finish the fucking fight, we go to another fight that was happening at the same time, we have a little blurb on the top left that says, this happened, okay, and then we move on. So you just have a quick reminder, and then you move on. It's just, it was all over the place, and I was just forgetting what was happening as I was reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, oh blah blah blah. I think that's just a general way how Oda writes his fights, because he has so many crew members now doing their own things that it just gets harder to keep it like that. And then also, a couple things, and I'm gonna have the whole fucking room pointing their swords at me. You're all gonna fucking hate me. I don't think 1015 was a fucking god tier episode. It was very good. It was not god tier for an anime episode. I'm sorry.
Why do you think so?
I don't know. I think it's just overhyped. It's a great episode. I like the story it told, and it had good animation, but it didn't hit me hard. It's not like fucking Steins Gate, where certain episodes of Steins Gate hit me much harder. Fucking what's her face getting shot in the fucking head and stuff like that. That was all more. Yeah. What? Well, I didn't say who, but it was just.
I mean, he didn't say who.
Yeah, but and that stuff. It's a great episode. Yes, it is not the greatest episode of anime history, and it's just. I understand why you say that, because you've been in the One Piece fandom a long time. It's not as amazing as you think it really is.
I mean,
to be fair,
well, it can't be for me.
Yeah.
Who here has been in the One Piece fandom for the longest?
Yeah.
I've been watching it since
Probably Matt.
I started high school. So
Yeah.
And
I think it's Matt.
and I've been anime only since high school.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
when it comes to it, for me, I had no idea what was coming. In that
Mhm.
episode, I'm not a manga reader. So for
I mean,
me,
even as a
in
manga reader,
general,
you don't know
that
what is
episode
coming with
hits
that episode.
Yeah.
super hard.
Yeah, no, that episode was new to me when I watched it, and I thought it was an amazing episode. And for One Piece, it's good, but I'm saying as anime as a whole, there is better stuff out there. And I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and I was fucking reading a lot of it, and I watched it as it came out. And I will argue, yeah, Dragon Ball doesn't have as good episodes as One Piece, but I wouldn't say oh, this very good Dragon Ball episode is the best thing in anime. There is so much stuff out there. It's just diversify, you know. And I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. It's very good though, but not the best thing in the fucking world. That's
I mean,
my unpopular opinion.
that's totally your opinion.
Yeah.
It's not unpopular at all.
Yeah.
It's your opinion on the situation, which is totally, you know, valid in its own right, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that is the best episode of anime I've ever watched.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, and you're entitled to that. Just what to say. Say it. I mean, I've seen a lot of anime, and that's it's not the best I've seen, but it's up there. It's not the best. That's my opinion.
You guys know that it's not his favorite.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
What else did I want to say? Also, Luffy didn't need to fall like how many other times he fucking fell. He really only needed to fall once, I think. So.
That I don't know. This was his biggest opponent yet, and
not by
he-
a small margin either.
no,
Like
this was an exponential change, that increase in power that he needed to accomplish to even like enter the arena against him. Like, if he didn't fall at least once or twice before he,
Well, yeah, like he could fall
Well,
once.
nobody
Like,
said
break
that
his
he
leg.
shouldn't have fallen
yeah,
at all.
Yeah, I just said you didn't need to fall 3 times. Once, maybe twice. He didn't need to fall 3 times for it to happen.
I mean, he fell twice
mean-
against Crocodile. He fell. Luffy falls a lot in the anime in general. It's in a lot of ways with Wano and with Kaido in general. What I saw was every time he fell, something new brought him back into the fight. Right, when he falls the first time, he learns Riwa. Right, when he falls the second time, for the first time in the fight, he learns that Conqueror's Hockey can be imbued into, you know, his body as well. And then when he falls for the third time, he comes back and, you know, pulls some fucking Looney Tunes shit. Actually, that's the fourth time, isn't it? He falls 4 times.
He falls 4.
Yeah,
That's
4.
even more
Yeah,
than
the third time.
He falls.
the third
he
time-
falls 4.
The third time he comes back and, you know, he contends. You know what? I can agree with you on the
Yeah,
third.
yeah.
I don't think the third one was needed. The one where he falls actually off of Higashima. But I think that was their way of bringing. I don't even think that was for Luffy,
Yeah,
right?
was
Because
for
that
Law.
fall didn't even last that long. No, I don't even think it was for Law either. I think it was for. I think the whole reason that fall happened was for Momonosuke.
Yeah, but like 3's pushing it, but like, and I forgot that there was 4. There's 4.
Well,
But the
hold on.
fourth
We're talking about total number of times he's gone against Kaido, not like
Yeah, but you know,
not like Onigashima.
you like, I don't know. It's just me. I wouldn't have told the story that way. Honestly, I thought I really liked the Gear 4 shit, or the Gear 5. Sorry, I liked that shit. I thought it was funny. Great animation, stuff like that. I liked when it was him and Law and fucking Kid working together and doing that thing. I thought that was fucking awesome. And he falls after that, and maybe there's a long time period, and then he gets back up and he's whatever, new form. Or maybe he falls one more time and then that's it. Understandable. But I don't know. I think you're pushing it, and it feels to me as a Dragon Ball fan, it's just Zenkai boost, then Zenkai boost, then Zenkai boost, then Zenkai boost, which doesn't even happen that much in that show. So, in one fight like that. So I
I
don't.
don't know what any of that means.
It's just they fall down, they get a boost.
Power up after power. Up after
Yeah,
power.
it's just like stacking it.
I
Like,
get that.
and
And
Yeah.
for this fight, I feel like in order for us as fans of the show to even believe that Kaido can be taken down by Luffy, I think it had to happen.
yeah, it had to happen, but did it happen? Like, it could have happened more at once. Like, it didn't need to happen 4 times. I don't think so.
I think the third one that brought Momonosuke into the fray could have been avoided, and it could have gone straight from
Could have combined it.
learning the Conqueror's Hockey infusion to Gear 5.
Yeah.
I think that could have happened all in one go. So I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a way of passing over the learning of Ryuo, the falling and then learning Conqueror's Hockey infusion.
Yeah, I mean,
Kaido,
I
and then the Gear 5
I
stuff.
can understand if maybe it was like, oh, he fought someone else, he learned Ryo, and then he applied it to Kaido afterwards, and then like, you know, stuff like that. Like, it didn't need to all be Kaido if he was gonna have to fall multiple times. I don't know. He could have learned on the way. Like, so I don't know, but I don't know. We should
I
move
get it,
on now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
So, yeah. I mean, we could talk. We could have a One Piece episode.
Yeah.
We could. But probably one of the last things we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna ask Dustin to pull up this anime list. The new season is starting. This is fall 2023. There's a lot of new stuff coming out, and we're gonna talk about them.
It's also a lot of sequels.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's
but what
a
else is
good
new?
amount of sequels.
Here we are. Let me. Here, give me a sec. Stretch this. Oop.
Dustin, pull up this list.
What are you doing? What list?
We,
Oh.
we have
It's-
a list.
It's in the chat. I just replied to it.
Yeah, but do you want to see the top anticipated or all the seasonal anime?
That
This
list.
list.
Okay.
The list we said we were going to do.
I didn't realize you meant that one in particular. Alright. That was just a general statement. Alright. Let me expand this on the screen for everyone.
Domain expansion.
God damn it! I was gonna say that.
Oh, that's right.
Summary
Apothecary Diaries
expansion.
is coming out this season.
One brain cell.
Okay.
We have to
So,
share.
All right.
so yeah, Spy Family Season 2.
My Family Season 2. Let's go.
No, we never finished season 1.
I hate you, Jazz.
French your.
French, your okay.
Oh, God. Oh.
So, Spy
go.
Family.
Hold on.
What's
Hold
up?
on. The 100
up?
girlfriends who really, 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 really love you.
Hold on, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, slow
actually,
down
why
there,
don't we-
cowboy.
Why don't we
Well,
start at 10 and then work our way up?
Never heard of
Sounds
it.
like a good plan.
All right. So, the Apothecary Diaries. Matt, it sounds like you know about this.
I mean, I've seen the trailer for it. I thought it looked pretty high quality. It looked interesting.
So, is it
I don't know
is it-
anything about it.
is it
but-
isekai?
I have no idea. I just saw the trailer for it on my feed in YouTube. So,
Okay.
I don't. It was months ago, but I remember.
Probably
the
gonna
name.
be like Descendants of a Bookworm type of thing.
Could be.
That's a slow burn show.
well,
like
if you
that
know
show,
anything
though.
about it,
That's a pretty nice
tell us
show.
in the comments.
Yeah. All right. 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. I've seen
do?
out of
Oh.
context images for this show, but I don't remember them. I know I've seen them, but I don't remember what they're fucking.
This sounds like World's End harem all over
Yeah, and I've
again.
seen
Oh,
the title
no.
a lot, but I don't. I other than the harem, I don't know what.
Now the next one on that list, Dead Mount Death Play Part 2. I loved the first part of this show. I thought it was incredible. It was like the first part of this show that came out earlier this year was honestly pretty awesome. It was kind of like a reverse isekai, which I'm a big isekai guy in the first place, but it was kind of a reverse isekai where guy gets isekai'd from fantasy world into our world. Through his own power, he did that, and he sort of ends up in this sort of supernatural society in our world, and there's just a bunch of crazy stuff going on. He takes over the body of some guy who's like some I don't know, it was like some crazy prominent family, and he takes over the body of this guy who got his throat slashed in the first episode, and he just takes
Okay.
over his body. It's wild.
So he gets
There's
reversed isekai
zombies,
into
there's
that body.
crazy stuff. Yep,
Okay.
he gets reverse isekai'd into the body of this kid who was just murdered, like throat slashed, like actually murdered. And he puts the kid's soul into like some shark toy. So the kid who
What?
got murdered isn't like dead. He's just in this like shark toy. He like moves around. It's really cute, but it's kind of fucked up though. So he's in this kid's body, and the first friend he makes is the girl who killed the kid.
Bruh.
So it's crazy. It's
Okay.
actually crazy.
Does he be like? Is he like? I'm not the person you killed.
Well, I mean, she has to sort of believe that.
Yeah.
'Cause she's looking at him. His throat is still slashed. It's not like it's healed.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's dead. His body's cold, and it's still moving around.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right.
Okay.
right-
I haven't watched that show before. I think I'm gonna watch it now. I
Yeah.
guess.
Rising of the Shield Hero season 3.
I
Uh,
am very excited.
No.
I'm
Very excited.
I'm cautiously looking at this one. Season 2 was good.
Have you
Like
finished season
After
2?
very-
Turtle.
after
never finished
Turtle,
season
it
2.
was good. Like as in
Could not
like
Turtle
a
sucked.
6.
Turtle.
As in a
Very good after
6.
the Turtle.
What-
Season 1 is just
what-
so much fucking better. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of hard to beat what happens in season 1.
The-
right?
the
You're
first-
never gonna have that aspect of revenge
Yeah.
Bitch
as much
slut.
in this show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The first.
It has to be
It
good.
still could have been. It could have been better.
Yeah, it could have
Revenge or
been much
not,
better.
bro. We did not need CG Turtle.
Yeah, so first 3 quarters of season 1 are good. The last quarter kind of is like eh. Season 2 is like eh for half of it, and it's okay for the second half. Whatever.
Mhm.
Cautiously optimistic about season 3. We'll see. Goblin Slayer 2. Now, have any of you besides myself watched this?
I've watched it.
Okay.
I've watched Goblin Slayer.
I actually watched this
I-
with my sister.
Yeah, I watched it.
You watched
Wait,
the
seriously?
first episode
Yeah,
of Goblin Slayer
I didn't
with
know-
Somebody?
I didn't know. We didn't know. But yeah, we watched it, and we got through the first
That's
episode.
a bold move.
But you know
Dustin,
what? You want to know
bold move.
the funny shit? The funny shit was, my sister told me. She turned to me and she said, "I've seen worse." So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah,
And at that point, I haven't. So
Oh,
she's seen worse than I have at that point when season 1 came out. So
That was the most dramatic first episode. The internet blew up after
Yeah.
that first episode. That was a
I
wild
remember that.
anime season to be around in.
yeah.
That
I
was a
remember
crazy
that
time.
shit.
Yeah. Oh god.
But season 2, I enjoyed Goblin Slayer overall after
Yeah,
that
I
first
enjoyed
episode.
it,
The first
yeah.
episode overall
Fuck the first
was
episode.
good. There was that one part that was a bit strange in the first episode, but even then, overall, the show
Strange,
was good.
yes. Strange.
Yeah,
strange
listen,
strange is the lightest
listen,
way I'm putting
Listen, it's not made of an Abyss manga, so you know whatever. We'll move on.
True.
Doctor,
Throw that in there, huh?
I am because there's. Okay. Anyway, Doctor Stone, New World Part 2. I didn't finish New World Part 1, unfortunately.
I
but-
loved
I
New
didn't
World
finish the
Part
first
1.
season.
I loved New World Part 1. And New World Part 2, I am very excited
I need to get back
this
into
season.
it.
because the plot is progressing extremely fast
Yeah,
in Doctor Stone right now. Like
kind of like technology.
they went to this island and shit hit the fan instantly. And ever since then, the plot of the whole show has progressed extensively since they landed on this island. It has been nothing but crazy reveal after crazy reveal. It's been amazing, and I can't wait for part 2.
I need to catch
I'll
up.
be watching it as it comes out.
I read a little bit before this part 1 came out, so I know kind of like what the first like quarter I guess of the arc is, but Other than that, all right. Frerin, Beyond Journey's End. It just came out. What today? Today? Did it come out today?
I think today.
Yes,
Today,
the first
yesterday.
4 episodes are out today.
Okay, I gotta watch that shit because I bought the first volume like 2 weeks ago, and that was a fantastic start to this type of fantasy show, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's on my hype meter.
Absolutely. We're
been
waiting
hearing
on
about the
for
manga for
Yeah,
a while. I have not gotten around to reading it, but
very good start.
you will learn as you watch this podcast. I love bitches with white hair. Bitches is anybody with white hair
It's
in
me.
anime.
I'm bitches.
White
Dudes, chicks, dogs, it don't matter. If they got white hair,
slow down there, partner.
Decided that
Hold your horses. Hold.
Maybe.
Calm down there. That's one too many. That is one too many friends in this household. Nuh-uh.
This is
no
not
women.
the dog anime. This is not the dog reincarnation anime.
This is not Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh god.
No,
Oh.
thank you.
why'd you have to bring up
With a
that one?
sword.
That's
Like-
the worst example you could have brought on board.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I was already interested when I heard it was getting adapted because I've heard a lot of good things about the manga. I heard the premise of the manga and it sounded interesting. And I love bitches with white hair.
Listen, if it gets, and we haven't seen it yet, if this show gets Mushoku Tensei like world building treatment and like stuff like that, holy shit, this could be really good. So we'll see.
I mean, they're treating it like Oshinoko in terms of quality so far.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Okay.
So,
I'm excited.
I mean,
I still have to watch that.
All right. Eminence.
Jackson, I hate you.
Eminence and Shadow.
Kage no Jutsurokusha. Let's go!
Yes.
Season 2!
has to be one of the fastest turnovers I've ever seen for an anime season 2.
Honestly.
It wasn't even. It like
Goddamn.
just finished or something, and they're like, "All right, season 2, and it's coming in like October." And I'm like, "What?" So
Matt stays winning.
yeah, fucking amazing show. I am caught up on the manga, or at least a chapter behind, maybe. Fantastic manga, and I heard the light novel's just as good. I am really excited for this season.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can't
just
wait. I
sitting
love
here
this show.
confused that Dustin enjoys the same show that Matt does.
No, me and Matt were like, we have to show Dave.
We were
Jack's
on this.
show, yeah.
Me and Dave watched
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
I knew you made Dave watch it. I did not expect
No.
Dustin
Well,
to be on
guys-
any of the same trains you are
no,
on.
you're on the list.
Rob.
You're gonna be watching it soon.
Rob, you knew I fucking read it because when we went to the anime or the Orlando convention or whatever, I fucking was like, hey, I found this manga that same day, and I was reading it during the whole convention, and I was talking about it. So
I'll be real with
You
you.
don't
I love
remember.
you. I did not remember
Yeah.
that was what you had picked up.
yeah, that's the one I was reading during that whole convention, and I caught up during that. So
All right, guys. Next thing we need to talk about is Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter, special 2, part 3,
yeah, okay.
50.5.
Just yes, excited. Fucking get your shit together with the naming system. And what the
What
fuck?
the fuck is this?
What is going
What
on?
do you mean final season, final chapter, special 2? What does that mean?
What I want to know is when the DVD
Attack on
shit
Titan
releases,
final season, the
how are they gonna
final
split that up? Are they gonna put
Special 2.
like it's gonna be part one of the final season, like part 2? Like what the fuck are they gonna put for the DVDs? What?
Oh my god, dude, I can't with this show.
They only do
I
like
can't.
6 episodes per DVD or some shit. I don't know.
I'm just waiting for this show to end so I actually start watching it.
Also, I'm good idea.
This whole section of our podcast has been like,
God.
yeah, I haven't watched this yet.
No. Jax, I feel like Jax is gonna be the secret hentai connoisseur. That's like, oh, I've seen this one. Anybody hasn't seen any normal.
Hey, Jax, you watched High School DxD?
Actually, no.
Oh,
But we've seen
Oh,
High School of the
Lord.
Dead, baby.
I-
High School, yo.
I fucking I forgot to breathe when he said actually.
Yeah.
It's like,
Actually.
don't you dare.
I mean,
And
I've
then-
seen the first episode.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
watched it, right? It was me, you,
Yeah.
Dave. You were there, right? Maybe
Watch what?
we watched the first episode of High School DxD because we rolled it on a random number
Yes,
generator.
you made me watch that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Attack on Titan. I don't really know what's much to say. Just like, can we just finish it already? Like, Jesus Christ. All right, Spy Family. Finally.
Still haven't
I-
finished
season
first
2.
season.
Yep.
French your.
French
French
your.
French your.
I'm sure the vast majority of people watching this who are unaware, if you are aware, weird, but good for you. Spy Family, massively popular, has dubs in lots of languages, one of them being French, and I know at least in the States and probably other places we all love to make fun of and talk shit about France and the French people and the French language and whatever, and
They
oui
always
croissant,
lose.
hon hon, whatever. But as some of us were talking about earlier, what was it now? Was it two summers ago?
Yeah. Anime
Summer
Fest
of
Orlando.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a decently sized anime convention in Orlando, Anime Fest Orlando. All of us as well as a couple other of our friends. And
couple
when we
others.
were there, we were trying very hard to get Jackson here caught up on Spy Family. Obviously we failed because this fucker still hasn't finished it. But and I don't remember why we were doing this, but we just started
This was
looking.
all you, Rob. This was all you.
I mean, we
You
all had
grabbed
like.
that remote and you went ham.
Yeah. No, I think we saw.
I don't remember.
I think what it was is we saw like, oh my god, it has like 14 dubs. What the fuck? And like
that
there were
was
like
it.
obscure
we saw
ones.
the amount of dubs that
Yeah.
were available.
They're
I
like-
think on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I have to know.
Yeah.
I need to know what they all sound like. And we just started going through them because most of us, generally speaking, watch subbed. I think for most of the anime we watch. And I think Spy Family was not any different. I imagine we all predominantly watched the Japanese version.
Yeah.
But we're going through. We do Japanese just as our baseline. We do English. We do whatever, and we end up getting to French, and we're like just trying to judge. We're like, does the voice actor give what we felt was the right vibe? Did they do a good job? You know, giving the character the vibe and the energy and the personality that we felt that they should have. And I don't remember a lot of our opinions about it, but I can tell you when we put it to French and we got to a scene with your in it, we're all like, yeah.
We're,
We're
like-
all like, yo, what the?
yeah, I've
Oh
never
my God.
never heard, or I've never, like, we all heard it at the same time. The room went silent, and we even had, it was the room went all silent. I never heard a collective fucking boner. Like, it was, we all came at the same time. Like, it was insane. like we're all like, oh my god, what?
Yeah, if AO had a sound, that was it. Cause all of us in the room were just like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
I imagine we're all just like, huh? Y'all hear what I just heard? Yeah, damn.
And- Yeah.
Like, run it back, play it again.
Yeah.
Play again.
Oh, run it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were like, we're not crazy, right? That was
What
like
we just heard.
insane. That was.
And the thing is, the scene we were playing, we played the same scene
Yeah.
from like episode 4 when they were
Yeah.
applying to the school over and over again.
That's what we kept watching. That because we're like, all right, this is how they should be in this scene, and so for every dub, we put that scene on, and we judged all the characters that showed up in that scene. So we did Lloyd, we did Anya, we did Yor, we did like all the
Professor dude.
the teachers and principals and whoever the fuck,
Mhm.
and even like the
Yeah.
kid that fell in the puddle.
Yeah.
We judged the kid that fell in the puddle.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. In the little rain gutter in every dub, we judged this
Yeah.
random kid that fell in the rain gutter that Lloyd pulls out. I don't know why. It's probably my fault. But we judged everybody
I
that
mean,
showed up
as
in
I
that
said,
scene.
Rob just grabbed the remote and,
And
he
when-
went ham.
When we got to Yor in the French dub, everyone there got a little closer to
Bro,
God.
it was
a little bit.
the best way I can describe it was like, you know how they use that little brush that they put like butter on to put over food? Bro, they fucking use that brush on our brains and on our dicks. Like, holy shit. That's what it felt like. It gently caressed my brain, dude. Oh my god.
You know how those head scratchers make you feel? When you-
Yeah. Oh god.
What a horny ending to this podcast.
It's
Yeah.
If you
haven't.
if you take anything away from this podcast
watch
tonight,
French
Yor.
Yor. That's going to be the name of this
French Yor.
podcast.
that. Yeah.
French Yor.
And then like
1
Lloyd's.
billion lions lose. Watch French Yor.
Yeah, Lloyd's is just mid, but like
Lloyd's fine.
Yeah.
Read Boys Run the Riot. Don't play Overwatch. Don't play Destiny 2.
don't read One Piece. Don't watch One Piece. Don't watch Dragon Ball.
Read One
You're
Piece.
bad.
Don't
Guys,
maybe
you're
don't
bad.
watch One Piece.
Watch
Read
High
one.
School DxD. Put it on full blast.
You
Fucking
better watch Monster Musume too.
yeah.
Get that shit on there. Monster Girl Doctor 2. You ain't getting away from
You know,
that either.
Better yet, instead of playing Overwatch, just watch the porn. I mean, that's what what it's all worth. Like those people
Alright,
crack
with
that
that-
shit faster
with
than they
that,
get the characters released
It
in
has
the game.
been a wonderful 5th episode of the Gen Z podcast.
Yeah. There's a reason why it's
Thank you,
called
Dave.
the DGen Z podcast. Okay.
The Gen Z podcast. Thank you for being here tonight. We ran a little longer than usual, but I think we were all good. But yeah, we'll be back same time, same place next week for episode 6. And anything else to add, boyos?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Oh yeah, hi, I'm Dave.
Bye,
Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Bye,
Bye.
Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Matt.
Bye,
Bye,
Matt.
Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Bye. Bye, guys.
I'm Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. That's on the screen. Yeah, take that off. All right, bye, Rob.
You guys on the screen?
Was for a split second.
Man, he's leaking it. Not that it matters anymore.
Yeah. All right. But I'm Dustin.
Bye, Dustin.
Dust.
Alright, I'm not doing this for everybody. We could just.
There's one more.
There's one more.
Oh, I'm Jax.
Bye,
Bye, Jack.
Jack.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a great
everyone.
night.
Next episode, we do this on Fridays around 10 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. See you around. Have a good night.
Eastern time.
Eastern.
Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern. EST.
Easter time.
All right.
Enjoy your
ya.
weekend. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
See you.